What's up, everybody? So a lot has changed since my last video. As you can tell, we are not looking at an iron head right now. We are currently looking at a shovelhead. To be exact, it's a 1981 shovelhead. It's a lowrider that has been so Frankensteined, as you can see. Nothing on it is original. It's got a different front wheel, different tanks, different front end. It's got a wide glide. It's got the ducktail back end. This thing has just been redone. It's got a aftermarket oil tank. This thing has just been worked over quite a bit, making it the perfect candidate for a chopper. The engine is in very good condition. It leaks no oil, which is crazy for a 1981. So I picked this thing up from a bank. It was actually a repossession. So I got a pretty good deal on it. It didn't run. It didn't start. It needed a new coil. I had to tear apart the clutch, and I'm sorry, I should have made a video on it. There's plenty of videos on redoing clutches, though, on these shovel heads. They are pretty easy to work on. It was my first time taking apart a clutch. The plates were all stuck together. So there was just no clutch. It didn't release. As soon as you would put it in a gear, it would jerk forward and kill itself. So I redid that. I cleaned out the tanks. The tanks were all rusted and nasty. I used rust remover from O'Reilly's, and I'm super happy with how clean these tanks came out. Cleaned them out, rinsed them out, filled them up with gas, splashed it around, made sure to get the walls nice and oiled before I went ahead and ran it. Put a filter on it. It didn't have a fuel filter. It really needed one. They were trying to start it at the bank, and I said I would not recommend that with how rusted the tank was. You could easily just ruin the carb, ruin the cylinder walls if a piece of rust goes in with the gas. So I took it home, got it running. I've just been cleaning it up slowly. It had some huge ape hangers on it. I switched it out for these, I would call them meat hooks, from Lowbrow. They were actually on sale for $30. I actually threw a set on my Softail Deluxe, and I really like them. The nice thing about that was the old bars were just really low, but they were really wide and going up and narrowing. I didn't have to get any extensions. Everything stretched nicely. Nothing's super tight. It's all running really nicely along the bars. It's all really easily movable. But yeah, for I think they were like $35. That's real nice. They're real sharp. They got the filing so that they grab onto your clamps really well, so you don't have to worry about them flying forward if you have to brake really hard. But yeah, so since my last video, I actually sold that 79 iron head that I won. That was going to be my next project. I had been working on it quite a bit, and unfortunately, once again, I wasn't taking videos. I know. I put an electronic ignition back in it. Someone had converted it to points. 79 would have came stock with an electronic ignition. So I went ahead and I got a Dynatech off of J&P, and put it in there. And then after that, I knew that the carburetor was good. It would start right up. I mean, it from a cold start, it would crank 2 times and it would fire right up. I'm pretty sure that bike needed a clutch rebuild, because I actually went and got a lift from Harbor Freight. I've used this quite a bit now. For the price, I'm super happy with it. Just to not be working way down on the ground all the time. It's amazing how nice that has been. So I've been using that, and when I was working on the 79, I put it up in the air and I put it in gear, and the tire would just spin freely. But as soon as I would pull in the clutch, there was nothing. The wheel just kept on spinning. Couldn't stop it, with your foot or nothing. Like, sometimes you get a little bit of crawl in neutral. There was no clutch. I tried resetting it back to the stock settings per the manual, but no luck. So I didn't feel like messing with it anymore. I got a good deal since I had won that bike, and the guy that bought it from me, he was really excited about it. He was mechanically inclined, so I was really glad about that. I was really honest with what all was wrong with it. He got a good deal on it. I made money off of it, and I was able to basically pay for this bike with the sale of that one. So I'm really excited about that. I still do have the 1984. That bike, ever since I put that cycle electric generator on there, I mean, it just runs fantastic. I keep it plugged in because, especially right now, it's December 1st today, and it's cold. So riding season's pretty much over. I do have it up for sale, but I am going to be draining the tank, draining the carburetor, pretty much stabilizing it for the winter. If somebody really does want to buy it over winter, I'll get it up and running before I sell it to them. But I'm hoping to sell it here pretty soon. And I'm basically going to take all of that money and put it into turning this into a sick chopper. For now, I'm just going to make the bike look way nicer than it does right now, and I'm going to enjoy it while I buy all the parts. I'm not going to just slowly turn this into a chopper. I'd like to buy all the parts and then just do it all, in a marathon, maybe a month or two long of just, getting a new rear fender, new tanks. I'm going to do probably a hardtail. I'm still not 100% sure about that. I don't have the best back, and it's only getting worse as I get older. So you see a lot of cool bikes with rear suspension nowadays anyways. I think there's a lot of ways to make them look real sharp. But yeah, there's a lot I have planned on for this bike. It does have an S&S Super E on it, and I did mock up this air cleaner. I believe it's just called the Dog Dish. I think it's a gas box. I'm not 100% sure. You can get them on TC Bros, Lowbrow, probably J&P. All the standard bike websites. But I just threw that on there. The bike didn't come with an air cleaner cover, so I had a Super B cover laying around, but only the 2 bolts mount with that, and I really wanted, a solid air cleaner on there. I think I'm going to put a brass wing nut on here. I do have just two nuts on there working as a holding it on, as well as a jam nut to lock that first nut in place. I think I'd like to swap that jam nut out for a wing nut. I think that would look really sharp on there, especially brass. I'm gonna be doing. I think I'm gonna go with a lot of brass stuff. I'm gonna do a brass kicker pedal, brass oil lines, maybe some brass bolts on the head. But yeah, for now, it's a good running bike. I'm really happy with it. I had been wanting a shovelhead for a long time, but things are changing. Shovelheads are slowly becoming the new panheads, and Evos are becoming the new shovelheads. Twin cams, I would definitely not compare those to an Evo because they're nowhere close. But hey, this bike has never failed me yet, and I've got quite a few miles on it. I'm really happy with that Softail still. But yeah, so that's where we're at pretty much. I know I haven't done a video in quite a while. I've been pretty busy with work and projects around the house and things like that, but I'm definitely planning on making quite a few videos with this bike, because I am really, really excited about it. It has been converted to points. Being an 81, it would have came with an electronic ignition. I'm not sure. I mean, it runs great. It starts right up even with kickstart. So I don't know if I'm gonna convert it back. It's running just fine right now. Maybe when I have some sort of a failure with it, maybe then I'll just go ahead and change it over. They're pretty easy to do now. So yeah, other than that, I need to take this big ugly plastic grip off. Unfortunately, it is glued to the throttle tube, so I'm gonna have to order a new throttle tube. But on my shelf of parts, I do have, on the iron head over there, I have the green ones, but I do have the orange Vans grips. When I ordered the green ones a long time ago, I just thought, man, the orange ones are real cool looking. Maybe I'll just go ahead and get both, and I did, and they've just been sitting on the shelf, and I don't know, I think orange might look pretty cool. I'm gonna repaint this. Obviously the tanks are pretty dinged up. They got a whole lot of scrapes on them. I did find when I first bought the bike, the bracket for the forward controls was actually cracked. Just so that I could get it up and running and test ride it, I welded it, and I'm not a welder by any means, but it was holding. However, at a swap meet, I found that whole bracket, nice chrome and everything still. Guy gave it to me for $20. A brand new online is like $50. So I'm really happy with that. As well as another thing that I did originally, the key start was right back here, which sucked because you were kind of fighting with the petcock. I ended up redoing it here. I need to clean up all the wires still, but I ran it to right here, and it's a great spot for it right there. It's kind of out of the way. I don't have to worry about it, and you don't really see it too much. I just need to clean up the wires now. I'm going to get some of the black plastic heat shield tubing and run that all in there, and then just zip tie it to the frame. But yeah, guys, so that's my new bike. She's dirty. It was really dirty when I first got her. The heads were all corroded. I've been slowly cleaning those up. The whole engine was just a mess. I've been slowly trying to detail it and clean it up. I don't want to get super polished. I'd like to stay with the brushed kind of finish. But yeah, so that's where this channel's heading. It'll be exciting to see what we do and how we change this bike. But well, until then, guys, just please ride safe. Like and subscribe, comment. I'd love to chat with everybody watching, and I'll see y'all next time.